Hey there, so here's a quick video where I want to talk about what I'm gonna do with my keyboards. So this is my current keyboard. I got this Keychron K3. I have white backlight, I got Keychron optical switches, and I have the brown version. So this is a great keyboard and it's a huge improvement over my Apple keyboard. However, there is one issue that I have, and that is I still have some wrist pain in my left hand. And I'm not really sure if there's anything else I can do about this, but here's a video on YouTube that I found recently, and it's been quite eye-opener for me, because this video talks about, well, it's called Why I Don't Use a Regular Keyboard Anymore, and it really sold me on this idea of not using a normal keyboard, but instead a split layout. So if you haven't seen this, go ahead and watch it. I will link it in the description, but the basic idea is that this might be the reason why I have this wrist pain. Basically, you know, if you type on a keyboard, your hands look like that if you type on a regular keyboard. And really what this guy is doing is he's using a split keyboard where his hands are further apart and each hand is controlling one half of a keyboard. So I did a little research, actually. I did a whole bunch of research, and I'm gonna show you all the keyboards that I went through that I considered trying. So the first one, and I have seen this keyboard before, is from Matthias. It's Matthias.store, I think, and they have a ergonomic keyboard which has split layout. So this looked pretty good to me. However, some problems that I have with this is, first, it looks kind of ugly. It's very big and it's just huge. There's all these keys on the side that I don't really need, and I don't know. I don't want to have something this ugly on my desk. Also, it's not low profile, and the one I'm using now, Keychron K3, this is low profile, and this is a huge deal. The keyboard is just kind of small, and it looks so much better on your desk. I am not into all those like huge, tall custom keyboards that most people seem to be into. I prefer this small layout, and I can get away here with a very, very small wrist rest. Some people can use this without a wrist rest. For me, it's necessary, but a small one is quite sufficient. So that was the first option, and that's probably not gonna happen for me. It's also pretty expensive, and here in Slovakia, there's no way to return it if I purchase that. So moving on, another brand is called Kinesis, and I have seen these keyboards before. First of all, they have something very much like the Matthias Ergo Pro. This one, let's just find it. It's called Freestyle Pro. So there's a keyboard called Freestyle, and the difference is this one's cheaper. This one is $100. The Pro is $180, and from what I understand, the normal Freestyle doesn't have mechanical switches. So that's just a regular keyboard that has a split layout. And the Freestyle Pro has mechanical switches. So this could be a pretty good alternative to the Matthias keyboard. As you can see, this is not that bulky. It is kind of smaller. I could probably use this. This would probably be my best choice if I were to stop here, because this, I don't know, it doesn't look great. It looks kind of better, but I could live with this. Now, still, the same two problems remain. It's not very pretty, and it does not have low profile keys. So okay, well, first I need to go through one more option. This is also from Kinesis, and it is called Advantage 2. So the reason why I would consider trying this is that I saw a lot of people using this. Mostly when I interned, like years ago when I interned in North Carolina, I saw a lot of people being very productive with this keyboard, and it kind of makes sense. I mean, it looks like. So here's the deal. They made some choices here. You can notice that this keyboard is different. You have all these thumb keys here, and the keys are not. So what they call this is they're not staggered. That means that you can see that this is a perfect grid. The rows are almost the same, and so are the columns. That's not like a normal keyboard. So there are some differences here, and I would be happy to try this for some time. But again, I have no way to buy this and then return it in case it doesn't work for me, and the price is like way high. So I'm not gonna risk $350 to try this. That's one thing, and another thing is also this is the ugliest thing I've ever seen. I mean, I'm not gonna put this on my desk. This just looks terrible. Maybe when I'm older and I have some serious RSI issues, then I will consider it. But right now, I still kind of care about the aesthetics of my desk. So this is the ugliest of all of them. Anyway, I kept going. So we had these two kind of regular options, Matthias and the what was it called, Freestyle. Then we have this kind of super ugly, strange option where the keys have this orthogonal layout. And then my final option is almost the same as this guy is using here. So you can notice that this is kind of similar idea as Advantage too. The keys are orthogonal, so it is a grid layout, and there are some thumb keys. This particular one seems to have very few keys, and I'm gonna actually show you what this is. So what he's using is called Gergo Plex, and well, there's no good picture, but the point is it has very few keys, right? There's just like a couple keys and some 2 or 3 thumb keys, and that's not enough. I'm not gonna switch to something that crazy. But they have also a keyboard called Gergo, and if we compare Gergo to, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, by the way, Gergo. If we compare Gergo to the Advantage, we can notice that there are some similarities with the layout. This one has like few thumb keys, like 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not really sure if this is a thumb key or a normal key, but there's just a few as compared to our Advantage 2. So Advantage has way more keys. Also, there are a few normal keys. This is only the alphabet and some special keys. The Advantage has also numbers and symbols and the normal stuff you might need. So it's gonna be much harder to learn how to use something like this, and that's because this keyboard is using what is called layers. So imagine like function a key that you have to hold down and then press something else. This is gonna be a similar idea. So it's like normal letters will be on one layer, and then second layer might have all the numbers, and third layer might have symbols, that sort of thing. I haven't looked into it that deeply, but one thing I know is that this thing looks kind of pretty. It is, you know, raw, because I think it's just like a board. There's not even a case. But if you look at some images, and if you look at okay, so this is not a low profile. This is normal option with tall keys, but there's a low profile option. This one is low profile. And if you look at this in black, this is not so bad, at least in my opinion. This doesn't look all that ugly to me. I mean, you have all like this board is just on your desk, but I kind of like it. It looks futuristic. The black keys are kind of beautiful, and you know, of course, I started going a little bit deeper into this whole rabbit hole, and there's like a lot of customization you can do to these keys. So these are just empty keys, but we can go and look for keyboard switches and keycaps. And there's a sold out series here, but this looks really beautiful. I mean, now look at this. So this is a different keyboard, but if you get a set of keycaps like that, that can be really nice. So this is something I'd like to try. And well, I'd like to try this one too, but you can build these keyboards for a fairly low price. I say fairly because it's still kind of steep. You can get like a ready keyboard for almost $200, but if you can solder it yourself, you can just get a kit, which is $40, or you can get this partial kit, which I'm gonna get for $70. And then what you do is you order all these switches separately and all the keycaps, and you solder it on, and you have a keyboard. So this also looks like quite a bit of fun. And to be honest with you, I have no idea if I'll be able to switch to a layout like that. I might. I mean, this is gonna be just a hobby, but I already went ahead on AliExpress, and I did a couple orders for now. So I'm just gonna share with you what were my first steps here. This is gonna take a moment to load, and I have to sign in. So just give me 1 second. Sign in. So what I'm gonna get started with is actually, I'm not gonna order this keyboard yet. I'm gonna first get this thing called Launchpad, and I don't really know what this is. It's some kind of quick little keyboard for, I don't know, switching between apps, something like that, no clue. I guess you can program it to do whatever you want. But the point is, this is 15 bucks as a kit. I think it kind of means, I think the kit means you'll have to solder on all these little parts. So that's gonna be tricky. But the reason why I'm getting this pad is just because I wanna try the different switches. I don't know if you know this, but this Gergo keyboard has a bunch of different switches you can use. And there's more that you can order online. And these are kind of crazy options. Like there's 20 gram actuation force. On my Keychron, it's 50 grams. So I'm very curious what would that feel like. But I'm not gonna order a whole set for a whole keyboard because I would be like risking 30 euros or something like that. And I just wanna test them first. So what I'm gonna do is order this, where is it? I'm gonna order that launchpad or launchpad or whatever he calls it. Or she, I think. So this launchpad, I'm gonna get that for 15 bucks, and then I have my AliExpress orders where I selected a bunch of different switches. So I got this thing called Low Profile Red, which is linear and has 35 gram actuation force. Then there's this Low Profile Blue, like Pale Blue or something. It has 25 gram actuation force. And I have regular brown, which is the same that I have on my Keychron keyboard. And I ordered a whole set of keycaps because this was much cheaper over on AliExpress. So that's my first step. I'm gonna get the launchpad, I'm gonna get the switches, some keycaps, and I'm gonna test what it feels like to press these keys. And if that's successful, if that feels kind of good, and I decide which switches I want to get, in that case, I'm gonna go ahead and order. I'm gonna order the Gergo keyboard as partial, because I don't want to do that kit soldering here, just because that's going to be kind of, I think that's gonna be challenging, and I'm pretty sure if I try that with this launchpad, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna mess it up. I'm pretty sure that this keyboard is not going to be functional, but that's okay, because my main reason for trying this is to see, I want to see how those switches feel. So that's the goal here. So that's like I said, I went down the rabbit hole and discovered this entire world of these weird keyboards, but hopefully, I mean, I still don't have any idea if I might be able to learn this. And if this is a huge failure, then I'm probably not gonna get for this, because this is just too ugly. But if the Gergo is a failure and I'm not able to learn that, because that's very likely that I'm not gonna be able to learn that whole new layout, then I think I'm gonna get this one, the Freestyle Pro, and I think that might be a pretty good keyboard, because it's just like my Keychron, only it is 2 halves. And also there's the issue of these keys not being low profile, which kind of bothers me, but it might be okay. I think you can get also some, look at that, I mean, look how far this can go away from each other. So that's the main reason why I'm doing this. It's not only to avoid wrist pain, but also to have my arms far apart, and I think that actually gonna help a lot with posture, because when you have your hands always together, your shoulders are rounding automatically. If they're far apart, they're kind of not rounding there. I mean, your back is going to be more straight. So I mean, this seems like a really good investment to me. Of course, it is pricey. The Gergo is also pricey, even if I build it myself. But I feel like the posture is this thing that you know, if you're spending 8 hours a day coding or just being at your computer, you're not gonna fix it with some exercise, with some running, with some weights or something like that. I feel like this can be really helpful for me. So that's my plan for mechanical keyboards, and you know, give me a like if you wanna see how I'm doing with that, with soldering and all that stuff. So I'll decide if I wanna make some more videos about this topic. It is surely very fascinating. So, all right, thanks for watching.